Gareth Kwok here with DeVon Pouncey, and we're pleased to have the Rip City Remix General Manager, Danny Connors, joining us here on Fox 12 Plus. Danny, thanks for hopping on, man.
Of course, great to be here. Great night for the Remix, huh?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
You were checking out the thrift night upstairs. I saw you there a little bit, huh?
Oh, I had to see what's up there, you know?
It was pretty cool. Well, I want to throw it back just to when this whole thing was getting started. First GM in Rip City Remix team history, of course. Just what was your reaction when you found out that you were going to be the first GM?
Yeah, humbled and grateful for the opportunity. You know, put a lot of work into studying the game and, you know, becoming a helpful piece for the Trailblazers. So to be bestowed with this opportunity and, you know, humbling, super grateful, you know, I love what I get to do, and to do this at this level and to try out different processes and put together a roster, just a great opportunity.
Yeah. Can you take us behind the curtain a little bit of putting together a roster for the first year ever of a team's existence, obviously with the Remix franchise, because most of these other teams have already been established, and you kind of got to throw something together to be able to go out and compete against some really good competition in the G.
Right. Yeah, it started quickly. I mean, just a week or two after getting the job, there was the expansion draft in the G League. So each G League team got to protect up to 12 of their rights players, and then we got a list of over 100 players, and we could select you know, a group to be part of our first roster.
Yeah.
And so we watched a bunch of film, made a bunch of phone calls, did background on a bunch of players, and we selected the group that we thought would best represent, you know, the Trailblazers organization. You know, and then from there we had the G League draft. We had our NBA training camp cuts, our Exhibit 10 contracts, and our two-way guys have joined us. We've been super fortunate to have our NBA assignment players. You know, Ryan Rupert has been with us a bunch, and Chris Murray, and you know, Ish Wainwright back then too. So it's all happened super quickly, but the roster's come together nicely, and I think we're happy with where we're at right now.
Now, what have you seen from the rookies and from Ryan and Chris when they were here earlier, as well as Ball lays it up and in? And guys like Manaya, Baji that have come through as well. The list really can go on. What have you seen from them and their development?
Right. I've seen growth, right? I think the idea is how quickly can we accelerate their growth? Can they get X better in, you know, 6 months playing with the Remix versus just practicing with the Blazers? And I think we've been able to see that, you know, through 30 games this season. You know, starting with Justin Manaya, he's a guy that was a role player all throughout college at Providence in South Carolina, only averaged really 7 points a game every year. But his work ethic, his commitment, his spirit, you know, how hard he plays, he's been able to make really large strides on the offensive end. And then defensively, you know, what he's brought to this group, on the ball and off the ball, flying around, making plays, just like his growth has been easy to see, and super proud of him. You know, averaging 7 points a game to where he is now with this Trailblazers organization is a testament to his growth and his hard work.
Now, I think, you know, since Showcase Cup season play ended, not even I think, I know since Showcase Cup play has ended, you've been pretty active in sort of reconstructing this roster and putting it into something that's turned out to be pretty good. This team is sitting at 9-4 in regular season play. But what was it like being able to kind of see and evaluate what this team was like and what kind of the identity was of this team during Showcase Cup play, and now being able to put the parts together to be able to exemplify that identity?
Right. From the onset, you know, our goal was to mirror the Trailblazers roster. You know, we wanted to have some higher usage guards, some length on the wings, shot making, and a
like
commitment
that there,
to the defensive end.
That guy.
Alex Reed. And you know, so we got Ashton Hagens as like a downhill shot creator, and Antoine Davis as a guy that can fly around, make shots off movement, off the catch, off the dribble. You know, so that was sort of our initial goal. And then as the season wore on, you know, it became more, how can we add to our talent level? And how can we go from, you know, a 500 team to adding talent that can help the Remix and potentially maybe even the Blazers? So we were active and we made some trades, and you know, we've added some real talent.
there are only 5 players from that opening night roster still here with us. And I just asked this as somebody that's curious about kind of turnover with rosters. And you got a team like South Bay that it's still mostly the same roster from the last time you guys faced them. Is that something where it's typical to have a lot of turnover, or are you just identifying guys that you think could help the team immediately plug and play almost?
Yeah, I mean, the goal isn't to have a new face every week, right? We only want to make moves if that improves our talent level or if it's a great fit. You know, the South Bay's been fortunate. They've been super healthy, and we've had some health stuff. We've had some guys that have left the team for family stuff. So we've sort of been forced to make some changes that maybe we didn't see coming. But with that said, we also do think, you know, this roster is, I think, a lot more talented than our opening night roster. So making changes on the periphery, I think that's helped us too.
How often are you, as the GM for the Remix, and Joe Cronin, as the GM for the Blazers, in touch about just kind of what's going on here with the Remix, and of course potential moves that he might want to make in regards to calling Remix guys up to be able to play with the Blazers?
Daily, right? I mean, you see him here tonight. He's been to, you know, a bunch of our games. He's at our practices all the time. So it's me keeping him up to date, but he does such a good job of staying up to date himself that he almost, you know, doesn't really need these countless updates. So I think I'm grateful how involved he's been. I know our head coach Jim Moran's been super grateful for, you know, how involved Joe is, and Mike Schmitz and Sergio Oliva, Andre Patterson. Like, our leadership group has shown a real commitment to excellence, and not only with the Portland Trailblazers, but I think with the Rip City Remix as well.
Danny Connors, the general manager for the Rip City Remix, joining here on Fox 12+. Danny, what would be considered a successful season for this team at the end of March? Because you're trying to you're trying to win games, but you're also developing players at the same time. But for you, what would be considered a success for this team at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. You know, we want to accelerate the development of our guys, and we want to win games. And I think right now we're doing that. We got to keep doing it. Our head coach Jim Moran does a great job day in and day out, bringing great energy in practice, putting us in a position to succeed. And I think our guys are developing at a high rate, at a quick rate, and you know, we're getting better every day.
As Witherspoon hits the and one.
One all-star attacking the other there. Witherspoon going at Ashton Hagans.
We'll take the timeout. Danny, thanks for hopping on with us.
Of course. Great. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Appreciate you.